So I just got to Vietnam a few days ago,
Yeah.
and you've been living in Vietnam for 15 years now.
That's right, 15 years.
Now, 15 years ago, when you moved here, there weren't that many Koreans here, were there?
There were many Koreans here, a handful of Korean Americans.
Korean Americans.
Just one or two, if I can recall.
So you're one of the OG Korean Americans of Vietnam.
That's right, one or two, yeah.
And how many of those one or two still remain 15 years later?
None. So I don't know of a Korean American or Korean who has stayed for like this long. Usually they leave after a few years.
Yeah, it's just a stop for a few years. They do a little whatever, and then they move on, right?
That's right. 2-3 years, maybe even 4, maybe even 10, and then they.
So if you've been here 15 years, and you're, 44 years old, right?
That's right.
That's more than half of your adult life has been in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So would you say that Vietnam is your home? Like it's home?
So far, it feels that way. And it's just like, it's really scary about what you get used to, just getting comfortable with your whole environment and routine. And then to switch to another, it's kind of a scary thing. And now that I've adapted to this, I don't know what I could do. I mean, this is all I know, yeah.
And
or this is what I know for the past 15 years.
And what is this that you know?
This life, well, well, let's start off with life in LA. Feeling lonely, growing up in the suburbs. Yeah, so being in the suburbs, I felt a little bit lonely, disconnected, not feeling very comfortable in my skin. Not, being an Asian American, I felt at times like on the margins. I didn't think that it was particularly that fun in the suburbs. By the way, I was in the suburbs, Orange County, so I'm talking about from that situation.
Like Buena Park and
Palos Verdes.
And there were a lot of Asians there too, right?
That's right. And I didn't find it particularly fun. Not that stimulating.
Right.
What else? Yeah, it's just fun here. It's stimulating. Something's always going on.
But 15 years ago, that was what, 2010. We're, I guess, still in a financial crisis.
That's right.
I guess, we were both born in the same year. So we were what, at that time, we were 29.
Yeah.
I stayed in the U.S., but what made you come out here in the first place?
My dad was so heavily leveraged during the Lehman thing. So, I told you earlier about this, when I went to college, I was like, oh my gosh, we're so insanely rich. And then I guess my dad wasn't telling us the whole story. So, having my dad would be like, well, we have these many houses. And I would be like, oh, wow. I'd be scratching my head. But, but he was so highly leveraged, and then just things were not working out for him. And I was like, eh. And I didn't have a really good relationship with my dad either, and I just didn't want to bail him out because I just didn't feel like. Please don't let me get into. A lot of people are like, "Why did you leave him?" Kind of stranded, but I didn't feel like I didn't feel obliged to, bail him out of his situation. I felt like, I don't want to get too much into it, but that prompted me to. Connect with someone, and that person was like, okay, why don't you go to Vietnam? And this person was pretty deep in the whole Hagwon education business in Korea as well as Vietnam. And so my first option was going to Korea and do the whole Hagwon thing, SAT.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, Korea's kind of competitive and you're going kind of late in the game. And then he was telling me, well, in the early 2000s, you could have probably done better. But, now that it's 2010, it's kind of saturated. Why don't you go to Vietnam? And so I was like, cool. And, I had Vietnamese friends. I watched all the Vietnamese movies, starting with Platoon, and then just worked from there. Love Vietnamese food, and I was like, oh, Vietnamese women are kind of hot too, That's all I was like, hey, let's try that, and then that's how I got to Vietnam.
So you came to Vietnam in 2010 as a single man.
Well, no, engaged, and yeah.
To a Vietnamese woman.
No, to a Korean woman. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came here engaged to
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam in 2010.
Uh-huh.
You and your fiance, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
started a business.
That came later.
Mm-hmm.
That came later. She started her own business, and then she that didn't work out well, and then she was like, why don't we start our business? And then I was like, and then by the way, don't work with your wife, guys. That's like the worst thing you can do. Okay. And then that was really not good for us. By the way, when I mentioned Vietnamese women were hot, it's not like I was like having an affair with Vietnamese women at that time. Okay. So by the way, just
Right,
letting you
of
guys
course.
know. Yeah, because people do comment. People do comment, and yeah. All right. So yeah, and I had a really good like 5 years financially from 2010 to 2015. I had my own Hagwon, and I felt I was just balling out of control.
And this was the business you started with, who would become your wife, right?
That's right.
Okay.
I was just like, I mean, that amount of money in America is good, but that amount of money in Vietnam was just like just incredible. I just felt so rich, and then
Can you say how much we're talking about here back in 2010 dollars?
6 figures and up.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
6 figures.
6 figures and up, and then because it would swing. When kids would go to Korea, the income would go down, but 6 figures cash, and it was just, I would just, at that time we didn't have like the apps to pay for things, it's just I would just carry cash and be like, okay, let's go, and just have cash. So those were the golden years for me until 2015. And it's really funny, like in 2015, Korea cooperated with America to put missile bases in Korea.
Are you talking about the THAAD missiles?
Yeah, that's right. And then all those Chinese, the Koreans in China, they moved to Vietnam, and then it got really competitive, and then I just totally hit the ground that time.
Right. The THAAD missiles, as I recall, was supposed to be, was it terminal high altitude defense, something, missiles supposedly in defense if North Korea does something, but apparently it's really about keeping China in check, which is why China was so pissed off.
That's right.
And then I guess the Koreans there were feeling some heat.
That's right. They moved out and they came to Vietnam, and then it was hard competing with those people because they had been hungry for so long, and I had it so good, and they were so hungry, and I could not compete with those teachers and Hagwon owners.
So at that time, it was just you and maybe a few other Hagwons?
Yeah, when I first came here, it was just like I was the only Korean American guy, and I was doing the SAT, and I was like, I know this, and then I was competing with Koreans who didn't, I felt, know what they were doing. They were just and then so I was like the real deal, and that's why I was able to have so many kids, and those days were, in hindsight, like the timing was good. You talk about people, and it was the case for me. I wasn't necessarily more competent at that time. I wasn't necessarily providing a better service at that time. It was just the right timing, and it was
Right.
those days were fun. Yeah.
Okay, great. And, and then in 2015, suddenly you had, like, what? Did the number of competitors go up twofold, fivefold?
Yeah, like just unbelievable. And then I had a Hagwon, the building, the rent was high, and then just everything, things change. It's like nothing stays forever. That is sort of the big message that I want to discuss. Everything just changes. The world changes, and then so nothing stays forever. And then it got really competitive, and then I was like, at that time, tech was really big, and I was like, talking to other people. They were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I would just like eavesdrop and try to be like, "Okay, can you teach me how to do it?" And then I did this, I did that. I even did Amazon thing, and it just failed so miserably. What I should have done was I should have just competed with the people from China, but
so you should have just done what you were already doing even better.
yeah, I should have.
But you felt you were too distracted trying to do all these other side hustles.
That's right.
So what were you trying to sell on Amazon, for example?
Selfie sticks
From Vietnam.
from China. Yeah,
Selfie sticks. Okay.
yeah, it didn't work out. And so what ended up happening was my Hagwon failed, and then just everything just disintegrated. And then I just started going to Cambodia every weekend to pay people back for the things that did not work out, and then I got.
So you had borrowed money from friends, or what
Yeah,
happened?
I mean, I had a friend who inherited money, and he was like, "Okay, I want to branch out, maybe do something in Vietnam. So here's an investment. Why don't you go ahead and try it?" It didn't work out, and then so it ended up being debt. My Hagwon was not doing well, so that was that. And then my marriage fell apart. Okay, so
in 2015.
around that time, yeah. And then I was like, okay, what to do from this point on? After hitting rock bottom, I thought, okay, one, I can go to Cambodia on the weekends and do some classes there, and then work Hagwon in Vietnam, and also work at an international school. So
Wow.
yeah, so what I did was I took a test for like teachers in Singapore, passed that, and then was able to get a job at an international school. And then I got divorced, and then remarried around 2019, 2018, and I've been a good boy ever since. Yeah. So
you weren't a good boy before.
Not always. Yeah.
Okay.
Not always.
And you remarried to a Vietnamese
Vietnamese
Korean?
woman,
Okay.
a local. Yeah. And to me, I tell people this: if not for her, I might have lived a shorter lifespan. Because I go crazy alone, man. I get bored. I just.
Oh, you go a little wild. You party too hard.
I need some sort of stimulation.
So she kind of saved your life by keeping you just.
Yeah, like on a leash. Like I need a woman who can like dominate me. Yeah.
Is she good at dominating you then?
Yeah, she's good at that. And it's like a like a dog. If you put a leash on the dog, if you lead it the right way, the dog can flourish. But let the dog wild, and he'll get killed.
Right.
At some point. Yeah.
So I know a lot of guys tell me. All the guys I've met that are like over 40 and married, they all tell me don't get married.
Yeah.
But I don't know your feeling on that, but
Yeah.
it seems like marriage saved your life.
That's
So-
right. For me, freedom is my worst enemy, because I'll get bored and I'll get really creative about, I'm just curious. I'm just a really curious guy about, and yeah.
So if you got divorced or separated from your first wife, say, I don't know, 2016 maybe,
Yeah,
and then you remarried in 2019, so you had about a 3-year period
that's right.
where you must have been getting involved in some crazy things.
Let's just say yes, no, yeah. Keep it a little bit ambiguous, but I'm just a curious guy. I love the stimulation, and I need that domestic leash on me, to keep me like grounded, and it's good. Ever since I married, okay, so after my first marriage fell apart, like, I had my freedom days, and it was not good. It was not good. Like, even though I had freedom, and by the way, I love freedom. I love the idea of doing whatever you want, and designing your own way in life. But, sometimes you can get just too creative, and once you get too creative, and bored, and you need some sort of stimulation, it can be dangerous. But ever since I got married. I've gotten multiple credentials. I worked in the Hagwon business as well as at a school, and I've accumulated some money. I've bought real estate. I'm doing okay. I have a daughter now, and this is good for me. For me though, but marriage, for the most part, generally speaking, it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes I feel it's not worth the time, the effort, the risk, the money. But for me, it is.
Sometimes you still feel that way, but at the end of the day, you still know it's worth it for you, even though you feel that. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that after your business failed, you were going to Cambodia every weekend. That's a long bus ride, is it not?
That's right. So get on the bus at 5 a.m., arrive there at 11 a.m., and then once I arrive at 11 a.m., teach until 8 p.m. on Saturday. This is after working my international school gig. And then on Sunday, do classes, and then leave at around 2-ish, and then arrive.
2 p.m. you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around that time, and then arrive but sometimes I would just leave in the morning. It depends. So if I had a lot to do, but and then arrive to Saigon, and then sleep, rest, and then do it again on Monday with the international school gig, and then Hagwon in Vietnam as well. So I paid off all my debts. Yeah.
Wow. So you were hustling really hard for about a year to pay off all your debts. And, I notice a lot of Koreans, you're kind of different because I've seen Koreans who have debt or whatever with a friend or something. They just fucking run off.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were taking a bus every weekend and going through all that, it's kind of amazing. Like, what is it in you that said, I need to...
And in hindsight, I think I should have just really focused on one thing rather than like spreading myself out to Cambodia, to international. If I had just kind of focused on international school, getting that stable income, and then just focused on Vietnam, I think I might have been better off and don't need to go to Cambodia in hindsight, but I was stupid. And I think I kind of enjoyed the going to Cambodia every week.
Oh, there's some activities there, I guess.
Well, not activities, just the bus ride. It's just liberating. I'm leaving. It's just like a reset every week.
Right.
And I just enjoyed it, and I enjoyed travel, and I enjoyed new situations, adapting, figuring things out. And, I know Cambodia a little bit, and discovering Cambodia was also fun for me until COVID time. That's when I stopped doing that,
Oh. So you were going back and forth to Cambodia for 4 years?
Yeah.
Wow, every week.
I didn't stop because I guess I kind of enjoyed it.
Wow, so you would be basically it's 12 hours a week on the bus, six there, 6 back, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
And you were doing that every weekend because you enjoyed it so much?
I think so.
And even after you got married, remarried, you were still doing that. And
after I remarried, I did that for a few months, and my wife was like, "This is silly. Don't do that." And then I stopped. Yeah.
And how did you meet your wife? Your second wife?
It was like I was like, okay, I'm never gonna marry again.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing when you're not looking, you find someone, and my friend introduced me, and I was like, huh. She's interesting. Like, I was like, this person, I don't know. I guess a kind of love, or maybe it was because like I was kind of sad too. Like sometimes you have to like decipher, and there was a little bit of that. Like once you like fail like one relationship and you feel hurt, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of that, and you might kind of like latch on to someone, right? To feel something, right? So there was a component of that, okay? And then number 2 was my wife, my current wife. She's just a good person. The word that I use is integrity. Integrity in a woman. It's hard to like
Hard to find that.
I think so. Like I think a lot of women, they're thinking mostly like, what can I get? Me first situation. But like everybody is like that, because it's an exchange, right? Relationships it's a business. It's an exchange of value. But I met my current wife, and I just felt like this woman has more integrity than the average person. And then I was like, okay, so let's kind of explore this. And she was also 16 years younger than me, and I was like, kind of interesting.
So how old were you when you met her?
38-ish, 39.
So she was like 22, 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, there was some sort of novelty in that. If not that, maybe I would have given a second thought. But the novelty of 16 years, it just kind of like,
Your first wife, what was the age difference there?
1.
You were 1 year older than her.
1 or 2.
Okay.
1 or 2.
So you went from someone around your age, and then you meet someone who's like, a generation younger.
Yeah. And by the way, my first marriage was really good too. It was just the timing. It just, like when you marry someone, you do see the redeeming qualities, and you're like, you know what? Let's go for it, right? And so I do see the redeeming qualities in her. It's just the timing was not right. Like she was not ready. I was not ready. It was.
So even the 5 years when business was doing really well.
Yeah.
The marriage was good, or was?
Well, the marriage was perhaps okay, and then when the business was not doing good, like
that really made
that made it like really bad. Yeah.
I think money issues seem to be the number one.
It's stress because it's like if I had a job, with stable income coming in, but then the thing about a business is like you see swings, it's really stressful. Yeah. It's like you don't know what's going to happen like 2 months from now. And it's, big money coming in at one time and then like no money coming in. It's like I do really enjoy getting that stable income from the international school. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy that. It's not a lot of money, but it still keeps things stable, Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So when you met your current wife, you said the first thing that you noticed was she, one thing was integrity.
That's right.
And then the other thing was, I'm sorry, what was the first thing?
Well, integrity, the age gap, the massive age gap, that was definitely one aspect of it that made it interesting. And then number 3 was like she's complimentary. Like for me, like I'm just kind of like a laborer. I just do things, I'm good at just doing it, good at the action, good at waking up early, good at putting in the work, good at but then I'm not very like calculating.
You're not a planner?
Like I'm a doer, I'm a mover, I'm not a good calculator.
So your wife now, she's very analytical and plans and...
That's right. She's good at that. She's not much of a mover. I'm the mover. And she is good at the, like you said, the planning. Like my wife is a good accountant, and she's good at the whole, like, blueprinting everything out. I'm a horrible accountant. I'm horrible with money. I've always been horrible with money.
So, usually, we both, I think, attended school in Southern California,
That's
LA
right.
County, Orange
That's
County,
right.
whatever. Generally it was our people that did well in math class, right?
That's
Asian
right.
Americans, usually. But
Yeah.
you were one of the exceptions then?
I mean, can I say this? I was better than but within my peoples, I was not the best. I was definitely better noticeably than my non-peoples.
Okay.
But among my peoples, I was not the best. But I also enjoyed English. I was an English major in college.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, it's embarrassing now, so I'll just say it. Okay, like when I graduated, I tried to become a screenwriter and did the whole LA thing.
Okay.
It didn't work out,
But you're from LA. It's fine.
yeah, no, I thought that was trying to make it in film was a thing back then in LA. This was early 2000s, so I tried to do that.
Oh, you're one of the early ones.
Like a whole bunch of internships and just really like, I have this other gig. It's so embarrassing. It was like a celebrity magazine stuff. It's like, and then it's you're like interviewing like celebrities about their dogs.
Mm-hmm. You did that.
Yeah, I did that. A whole bunch of like these internships, like trying to like, find a way in the film industry. And then after like a year or two, I was like, this is ridiculous.
So you were trying to be a screenwriter?
Yeah, or do something in film because I love film.
Even acting?
No, not acting.
So you didn't want to be in front of the camera?
No, just like, and then my dad was like, what are you doing with your life? I was like, right? And then my dad was like, I have a friend. His kid has a successful Hagwon. Do you want to just try it? And I was like, okay, let's try it. And it just stuck with me. It's just like, okay, I was like, wow, this is too easy. And I made pretty good money from the whole Hagwon. And then I was just, I didn't look back. I was like, this film thing, you know what? This is ridiculous.
So ever since then, you became an educator.
That's right. Yeah.
And you probably did I know, in the Korean American community out there, they're big on private tutors and everything. Like
that's right, yeah.
And tutors would get paid quite a...
I've worked in Irvine, Cerritos,
Right.
LA. Not really LA. Did I do a gig in LA? I don't remember. Cerritos, Irvine. And then did my privates and then worked for Hagwons and then learned the game, see how they were managed, operated, and then...
So you did that. You did that for a few years in the U.S.
That's right.
And then in 2010, you said, "I'm going to take this to Vietnam." Korea, and then Vietnam, right?
Korea, and then Vietnam. I was gonna. The original intention was to go to Korea,
right?
And then the colleague of mine was like, "Why don't you go to Vietnam?" And I was like, "Maybe I'll try it." Because like the money's so good, and I was like, "Okay, fine. Let's try it for a few months." And then I was like, "Oh, kind of like it here." And then yeah.
So when you got to Vietnam, you were one of the first Korean American, like one of the first 2 or 3, whatever.
Yeah.
And you had a popular school.
That's right.
Education. Most of your students were of Korean descent, right?
That's right.
Now I know how Korean parents can be, especially 15 years ago. Like I'm sure you had these tattoos back then too.
Yeah.
Like, how did you still win the business of these parents?
That's right, because it's hot. And that was a huge factor because, in America, like, but by the way, I was less tatted up, like, back then. But then I had, like, this tattoo, this one. I didn't have this then.
Yeah.
I had it up to, like, here. And then, they would talk, but still there wasn't anyone who could deliver.
You were like a Korean dude from the U.S. You could speak English, probably English major.
It wasn't that. So because I had experience in the industry in America, so I know the real thing. And then before I came, it was these Korean guys just kind of faking it, like just kind of like winging it. And the kids in international schools who are like the kind of like the equivalent of Korean Americans, like something's not right here. And so they would go to the Korea during the summers, and then I came, and they would talk. They were like, "Oh yeah, that guy, he has tattoos. He's kind of suspicious." But then I was delivering it. Yeah, what they were getting in Korea. So they were like, "Oh," and it was cheaper. Right. So they were like, "Why even go to Korea when I can just do it here?"
Right, and then you also enjoyed living out in Vietnam. Like,
that's right.
Even though it's completely different from LA.
Well, I think when I was here in 2010, it's not what it's like now. Back then it was, so I did kind of like still, envision going back to Korea, or not going back because I never really stayed
Right.
in Korea. So go to Korea, but yeah,
It wasn't
but
developed or what?
but I think it was because like growing up, I just always had this idea of like living in Korea. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like during the 90s and stuff like that, like living in LA, like I said, not being comfortable in my skin, having mixed feelings about the whole Korean American experience. By the way, I'm not trying to, totally bash the Korean American experience, but it wasn't that good, for
Yeah.
me. So it's a personal taste thing. Okay?
For many Korean American guys.
For
I
me, it
know,
was
yeah.
just like, I even tell my parents, like, I think we would have been better if we just stayed in Korea.
Yeah.
Money wise, lifestyle wise. Just,
Mhm.
I feel like maybe, but whatever. What can you do, right? They had the best intentions. But
So you had dreams of eventually going back to Korea and living there.
that's
as a
right.
Korean
That's right.
American.
I always, had like every time I visit Korea and go back to America, I was like, man, I have to go back to this. I love this place. I love, I want to be with my peoples, right?
Wait, and how often would you visit Korea?
Like every year, every 2 years, like
For
during
like
the
a
summer.
couple, couple weeks or?
Okay, so my dad used to work for Korean Air,
Mhm.
so we used to go like all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I would have really good memories about those. And then he left Korean Air, and then I would go like every year, every 2 years, yeah. And I would have really good memories
And
from
you would
those trips.
you remember going to like the party areas and meeting girls?
Well,
and-
I mean, I went during high school, junior high, college, and so just like I don't know what it was then, because the Korea now is not that interesting. I don't know. It's like I go like, man, I don't want to live here. The
Yeah.
Korea now is just like kind of lame. It is like, and I'm old,
Yeah.
and so, but like when I was young, like Korea's 90s, like 2000, early 2000s, like I was like, man, this is cool. I really like it. But would I live in Korea now? Oh hell no. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Early 2000s, I did live there, like 2004, 2005.
Oh,
And
yeah.
for me, it was a dream. Like, I didn't feel comfortable in the U.S. either. And then
Yeah.
in Korea, I'm like, hey, it's like we're family, I
Yeah.
had that feeling.
Yeah.
But, that I had my 2 years there. And then I was there recently, like a couple weeks ago, to
Yeah.
interview Hank Yu. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it doesn't feel the same anymore.
That's right.
I think I'm too old, or, it's moved beyond what I can.
That's right.
It's too advanced for me now. I
It's
think
different.
Vietnam is more suitable for me, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you see yourself then, like here for the next 15, 20? Like,
Well, I have a daughter now, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm too old to adapt to a new environment.
how old is your daughter?
She is 2 weeks old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. But it's like, even if I were okay, so the whole international school scene is like, if you have a teaching license, like you can go to different countries.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I can go to like, but then I talked to my wife about it, and my wife was like, why would you want to do that? Go to Saudi Arabia 1 year, Pakistan 1 year. It's just like, does that sound interesting to you? And my wife's like, no, just like, you're old, just stay in Vietnam, just kind of establish a base here, have a life here. And so I was like, okay, yeah. Is it an option to do that? Maybe. Do I want to do that? Maybe. But that's also another thing. Like, when I got into the international school scene, it wasn't that competitive. It's really competitive now.
I
Nothing
see.
stays forever. It's like
Right.
you have these opportunities for a few years, and then you just kind of have to walk away. Now, that's for me, okay, because I think, like, but then, I don't know, for other people, it really depends. It's you really have to sort of, I mean, that's hard, right, to make the decision. Do
Yeah.
I walk away? Do I duke it out? And that's like one. I mean, there is no right answer there, because if like, for instance, if I duked it out in certain situations. I think I could have, if I just had, if I knew better in certain situations, and did not try to transition, I think I could have been better off.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So it's hard to say. Like maybe walking away is like a form of just giving up. You know, like chickening out. Do you understand? And it's hard. Like especially like relationships. Do you walk away? You know, or do you kind of figure it out? Business. Do you walk away? And that's a really hard question. It's like the hardest one. For me at the moment, you know, I do kind of want to reinvent myself again. Yeah. And we talked about the whole reinventing yourself throughout your lifetime. You probably do it a handful of times, 4 or 5 major reinventions, right? And being 44 now, I probably will do maybe my final reinvention before I turn 60. Yeah.
Any ideas for what this new Yevato is?
Well, I do see a need in, and please tell me what you think. Like, I feel like people want to marry. People want to marry. They just don't want to marry the people in their countries. I mean, look, if you're my age, I don't want to marry someone in America my age. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. No, thank you, you know? But would I be open to marriage to a 20-year-old in another country? And is that even possible? Yes, it is highly possible. And they are truly waiting because in you know, these women, like in their countries, they don't want to meet the men there either. They're like, you know, it's just like not quite what I was looking for, you know? And so the whole foreign marriage thing, you know, Korean men, Vietnamese women, you know, Western men, you know, Vietnamese women. It's a thing. It's a thing. And I kind of want to perhaps facilitate with that.
You want to create like some sort of dating or marriage agency, foreign men and Vietnamese
app
women.
Or something, some sort of, and it's still, I mean, and I do find like a sense of satisfaction. You know, like, you know, when you introduce like your friend to a girl and then it ends up really working out and you're just like, oh, that was good that I did that, you know?
So I think a lot of people watching this will think that you're trying to facilitate like sex tourism, but it seems like you want to facilitate actual marriages.
Yeah, marriage, because I know, that's what I know, marriage, because you know, most of my adult life was being married rather than single. And you know, well, here is the thing. I think a lot of I know Vietnamese women want to definitely get married. You know, that is the ultimate goal, to get married, have a family, and live a happy life.
Right.
And I think that for, you know, people living in Korea or America, they wouldn't mind marriage. They just don't want to marry the people of their age bracket.
Sure.
And in their local region, they're just like,
okay,
why bother? You know.
Sure.
Yeah. But would they want to marry like a 21-year-old? They're like, oh, wait, let me give it some thought. Okay.
How about a 30-year-old?
30? Yeah, but you know, the age thing is like it's akin to like Christmas, like, you know, Christmas cake.
Christmas cake.
Christmas. Let's say you have a cake. On the 25th is when it's
the fresh cake. Okay.
And then on the 26th, the Christmas cake is not that interesting.
Oh. Okay.
By the way, I'm totally okay with age gaps. I don't think it's perverted. I don't think it's, you know, yeah, a 16. Look, I wouldn't have done my second marriage if there was no age gap. If the novelty of that. So if
so you're 44 now, and let's say you met her when you were like 37, and she was say 30, 7-year age gap.
Not that interesting.
It wouldn't have worked.
No, not that interesting. Unless she's rich.
Okay.
It's only 3. I mean, look, it's how you look, it's your age. Okay, the way a man wants a woman is rich, your age, or how you look. That's it.
Right. So I think if you set up this kind of a marriage agency, I think it can be quite successful because there are many lonely men in the West or in South Korea who would love to genuinely marry a young Vietnamese woman.
That's right.
But would you say
also but also Viet Q men too?
Okay, Viet Q men.
Viet Q men, yeah. This is not, Viet Q men, or Vietnamese men too. So this is for any person. I want to focus on Vietnamese women because that's what I know.
Right.
I know the culture. Yeah.
So if you focus on I worry though, if you're putting yourself out there as a guy who's helping facilitate marriages between Vietnamese women and mostly foreign men, who are the local Vietnamese men supposed to marry? They might get mad at you. Yeah. I don't know. Do you sense when you go out with your wife? Do you ever notice any hostility?
You have to readapt. It's all what do you call it? In biology, there's a term for it. Korean men had to readapt. Look, when I was growing up, okay, and I saw all my Korean American sisters, with, non-Koreans, right? I was like, man, they're taking our women.
Right.
Oh man, like they're taking. But then I had to readapt. I had to adapt to the situation. I had to.
You could date white women.
Yeah, but white women don't like Asian men. But maybe now, if she's totally into K-pop, or maybe it's easier now. Like,
yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but it was hard for me. Like,
yeah,
I literally, when I was growing up, like saw one Asian man, white woman couple. Like, and when you see it, you're like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
it happened. This happened. You're like, yeah, like we did one Asian, and then but it's so rare.
Now I know what you mean because I noticed it too growing up, and I'd go to Santa Monica, the promenade.
Yeah.
And I'd always see like, oh, Asian girl, white guy, Asian girl, white guy, Asian girl, white guy, Asian girl, white guy.
Yeah.
It's almost never a black guy or a Latino guy. It's always a white guy, right?
Yeah.
And then the one time in like, a dozen or whatever, you see Asian guy, white girl, I'd always do a double take like, oh, wow.
You're right.
It's real.
Yeah. But now the trippiest thing is women, Western women or whatever, Latinas are going to Korea to meet Korean men.
I saw them in Korea, yeah.
What is going on? Like, I'm just like, this is like...
Nothing remains the same, right? Things change.
No, but I do think there is a sort of Korean man inflation. I don't think like we're living up to what's being portrayed on Netflix or...
Oh, absolutely not.
It's like there's all major inflation going on here, disparity, and I think a lot of these apps will, and that's what these apps are for, because the disparity, and I mean, I think that when women meet a man, it's 70% economics, 70% economics, 30% looks, and then but and then you got also the compatibility, but that just comes after, I guess. It's looks and economics, I think.
Yeah, but I know there's a lot of guys in the West who are genuine and want to meet and marry like a woman from Vietnam or Philippines, Thailand, whatever. Yeah. But I found that oftentimes a lot of these guys don't have the relationship experience or the emotional maturity, I think, for, like a lot of these guys are people who've never had girlfriends maybe. Like they have a hard time dating in their home countries. Yeah. And so when they actually get involved in a relationship with someone like in another country, they had the advantage of being from a Western country, being from a higher economic position, but maybe they don't know how to be patient in a relationship or, that kind of stuff. Or, I mean, have you seen that kind of dynamic?
Well, to me, like I when I see marriage, it's like you got to have kids. to solidify it and to sort of work it out as a major. It's like, to me, like, if you don't have kids, sorry for those people who choose not to have kids, but I just don't see the incentive. For me, if I don't have a kid with a woman, I just see no incentive, because, to be honest, it can get boring. I mean,
No incentive to stay with her, like long term.
What's the point? Unless like she's supporting me like financially, or like.
So unless there's a kid to anchor you there, eventually you're going to get bored. Like Christmas cake, as you mentioned.
That's right.
And you're going to look for the next cake. Right.
And like, you know, we call it the 7-year itch, right? After 7 years, like, she doesn't like me either anymore. I don't like her either anymore. So unless you want to build a stable environment for the kid, I just don't see, unless now these marriages where, you know, where there are no kids, I feel like they have some sort of other transaction going on, like some sort of, they're working together, right? Or they're complementary. They need each other, and they're complementary largely from an economic situation, I think.
Then your wife's Vietnamese family, how are they with you? Do they fully accept you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, here's another thing, and that's why I want to do an app with a lot of education. Like, a lot of, you know, women will use a kid as some sort of extortion tool to get money out of you. And a lot of, oh yeah.
How so? Like, I have your kid now.
I have a kid now. You must do what I want you to do. Pay for my family's this. Pay for my family's that. No,
or
no, no.
else.
Or else.
I'm gonna leave you. What?
So yeah. So that's why the app that I want to create, you know, like you try to get the signs before, like, okay, is she just trying to, you know, use me as leverage? You know,
right?
Is she trying to extort money out of me? You know, it's like I would, you know, sort of lay it out. Okay, these are the signs you want to look for. You know,
so you want to make an app to connect the good women with integrity with the good men, and, you know,
and
create good
and
marriages.
make children,
have families and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll sign up for your service.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. And you know, on the flip side, your parents, your family, have they accepted your Vietnamese wife?
Well, I mean, this is my second, right? So, I mean, I'm all the way my parents see it. They see me as kind of like being recycling, you know, because I failed my first, and they feel like that's kind of like a criminal record or something like that. So they're like, oh, you should be grateful that she's willing to marry you when you have one. That's the way my parents talked to me about it. They were like,
so they were like, you should be grateful someone's marrying you.
Yeah, because you failed your first one, so that's like kind of like a criminal record, and it is kind of like a warning sign to a woman, perhaps, because she's like, you're incompatible or you're not.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's the way my parents put it.
Did they? Was the wedding in Vietnam, or?
I didn't have a wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just did the signing, and then we did the photos, and then it's just, I can't get into it because it's not about me. It's about my wife's situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do your parents ever visit you here in Vietnam?
Yeah, they're here now.
Oh, they're here now?
Yeah, that's right.
Do they come here often?
So they come here every year or two. Yeah. To visit my wife, visit now the kid. Yeah.
Oh, so this is their first time seeing your daughter.
That's right, but they met my wife 2-3 times already.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if they're on Social Security, they can move out here and live off that. No.
They can, but I think maybe
they love LA too much.
I mean, I kind of put that option out there because it's way cheaper here.
Right. And safer.
Yeah, and more fun, perhaps. But my parents were like, well, no, we do have a life in America, and we do. Okay. All right. Well, up to you.
You also have a brother, right?
That's right.
Is he here too?
No, he's not here.
Has he been here?
No. My brother is doing his own thing. He's busy with his own life. And yeah, he hasn't been here. But we'll definitely visit him at some point. Yeah. I mean, with my daughter now in the picture, I see, you know, I see myself going to America.
Right.
Not, I mean, if we can do it here, and if I can make enough money here, it's all about the school here. Because
Right.
I don't want to send my daughter to a public Vietnamese school
Right.
yet. Because there are many public schools, like the gifted schools and stuff like that. But because I just have bad experiences with public schools for me. By the way, yours was pretty okay, huh?
My public school experience?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. I think I just got used to it. But you know, even in my senior year in high school, I had classmates who couldn't read.
Oh.
And our school was considered one of the top LAUSD schools. It was Palisades High School,
I mean,
which you know went on fire in January this year. But
is Palisades is richer than Palos Verdes, right?
I don't know if it's richer, but
I think so.
it's a wealthy area like
Yeah.
Rancho Palos Verdes and Pacific Palisades.
Right. To me, as far as I know, I grew up in Palos Verdes, which was a
Right.
rich area.
Right.
But Palisades is like one notch above. That's like Malibu.
Maybe
would
it's
be-
like sandwiched between like Malibu and Santa Monica and Brentwood. Yeah. Yeah. I know that there were some NBA players that lived there, like Vlade Divac. Do you remember that guy?
Oh yeah,
James Worthy.
yeah.
80s actors like Steve Guttenberg, who was in Police Academy.
Definitely, it sounds like Palisades is richer than Palos Verdes.
Yeah.
For me, it was just like I didn't really have good public school experiences. Yeah.
I mean, but you know, you're talking about like bullying and racism, or what do you mean? Or the education itself?
Actually, I went to my first. First we were in Hawthorne and Gardena,
Okay.
and actually I kind of was more comfortable in Gardena and Hawthorne with
There's a lot of Latinos there, right?
blacks
And kind of blacks, yeah.
Latinos, and then when I moved to Palos Verdes, like around grade 2, 3ish, that's when I started to feel like uncomfortable.
Whites and Asians. Mostly
That's
whites with some Asians, right?
That's
yeah.
right. But I don't know, something about having classmates like named Prince and like Stacy,
Oh, names like that.
yeah, like
Rather
only a
than
black guy,
Lamar or Lavelle.
Stacy, Prince. I one of my friends was Stacy. I remember a black guy. Prince, he was another one. And we got along really well. Like I really did enjoy my grade 1s and 2s in Gardena, Hawthorne. Yeah.
Yeah. And when was the last time you visited California?
The last time was probably like 8 years ago.
Pre-COVID.
That's right.
Wow, you just
Maybe even 9. But just I feel, what's the point? I mean, I used to think about, desiring like Mexican food. But
right, Mexican.
But
El Torino.
or anything. But the Mexican food now here is quite.
It's pretty good.
It's decent,
Passable.
But before, when I came to Vietnam, I was like, only if I can have King Taco or whatever.
Yeah, King
or,
Taco,
yeah,
yeah.
stuff like that. But then, actually, you can get. It's not as good, but still like okay.
It'll satisfy the craving.
This is the life. I mean, I feel like. Look, I came in 2010 when Vietnam was a lot different, and I still felt like, okay, this is still pretty good. But now, with the technological, I mean, Vietnam is a different country now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you feel about it? I mean, do you feel like this is fun and interesting and cheap and like, it just like exciting and stimulating and like.
For me, all I care about is safety, cost of living, weather.
Yeah.
The weather, it's a bit hot for me,
Yeah.
but I can stay indoors
Mhm.
with AC. Like, I can live here. I think, walking around Da Nang, I feel very, I'm not on edge like I am in LA. Like,
Yeah.
I'm always on the lookout for some crackhead or some criminal.
Yeah.
Or even when people follow me in the car in a certain way, I'm like, okay, is this person following me? Is he about to, run up to my car and do something? Like, I'm always have to be alert in LA.
Yeah.
Like, it's too crazy there for me now.
Yeah.
But when I'm in Da Nang, I noticed this at lunch today when I was with Gershom. I was just like this, resting in the restaurant, like, you know, with my arms up like this. I'm like, I don't do this in LA because I don't feel that relaxed. So I feel like, I feel like, why wouldn't I want to live here if I could?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because this is a Korean American channel, right? For the large, like a large part of it is, and the Korean American experience, and like have you ever, like, living as a Korean American in California, where the politics of race politics can get very complicated. It's complicated. I saw the LA riots and a lot of my friends' parents' businesses. I saw through the LA riots and stuff like that, and just the race politics is complicated. And then going to Asia and just feeling like just comfortable, just a sense of relief, if you will, just like, whew, I feel like relieved.
Yeah, it's like we're safe here.
Yeah, I
feel safer anyway.
Yeah, it's like imagine where I never met a Korean American man in America where he felt like had a surplus of women, for instance.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that either.
It's like I just never felt like I saw a Korean American who is like had a surplus of women. In Korea, I felt like, Korean Americans had a lot of access to women. And here it's almost like another level of
additional
access. And it's almost like, because you come from a Western country, because you're East Asian, and then you're in Southeast Asia, it's almost like you're privileged,
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there is an aspect of that. Of course, on the other side of the coin, like, that can be bad because it leads to lack of growth. I mean, I think one good thing about living in a developing country is, better access. However, it's just if you become kind of complacent, and I feel like that's dangerous too. Like, for instance, if you were used to buying one thing, but here you'll be like, oh, it's so cheap, I'm just gonna not think about money and just or if you're growing in an environment, a stressful environment such as competitive environment like Korea or America, where you're constantly pushing yourself to grow and survive, whereas here you're just kind of like, you stop growing, you just kind of like, this is good enough. And I think that's a dangerous part of the living here. Yeah, the lack of growth.
Okay. So when you did live in LA or OC, wherever, when you did go to Koreatown or wherever, like, did you have any certain places you like to visit back then?
Ooh, man, Koreatown back then was
pre-2010, like.
I remember the first one was Intercrew. You remember Intercrew?
Intercrew, the coffee shop in the Chapman Mall.
Intercrew.
Yeah.
And then later on, the last one was like this pirate thing, Wilshire. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean mannequins.
Hook or no, I know what you mean. It's on Wilshire, next to an apartment building.
Privé, Circle. A Velvet, was it Velvet Room?
Velvet Room.
Was it Velvet Room? Because there were some.
Velvet Room was on Normandy, and then there was Karnak.
Karnak.
By the way, Intercrew reopened as like, the Far East Movement guys.
Oh yeah.
I think one of them is a partner in this, the reopening of Intercrew, but now it's
Yeah.
like a fancy lounge on Wilshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Those were like pretty. I mean, later Le Circle, man, Le Circle was banging too.
the Circle, and
Le
then it
Circle.
became Vibe, and then it became this and that. Now it's an apartment building called, I think it's called the Audrey, and I think that's where Nicolas Cage met his Korean wife.
Oh man, those were some fun times. Like being, from Orange County, be like, let's go to LA, and then group up, and then, and then just man. I remember. Like, cause Intercrew, we were like 18, but we were still like drinking, and then seeing all the hyungs, and the girls, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, she's so fine. But now, like in hindsight,
They're what?
they're just kind of like average, you know what? But they.
I know, but back then when you see them in the
then you're like,
dresses
oh,
and the
yeah,
long
yeah,
hair and the makeup,
that's
you're
right.
like, wow, they're so beautiful.
That's right. And then I saw some photos of like that aired. I'm like, shit.
90s Ktown.
Yeah, I was head over heels for her. I was like, you know what I'm talking about? Like in Korean, it's called chonsuro.
Right, yeah.
And you see those pictures, you're like, oh my god.
I mean, maybe for the time.
Yeah, but then I remember going to Intercrew, be like, oh, there you go. Just feeling so intimidated because I was like 18 and just being with all these like beautiful people, Like I remember going into Intercrew and like I saw dudes with like muscle shirts and stuff like that, and they would be like, like he looked kind of like mafia or what, with the whole leather jacket, and then he would be with his girls, and then and then you also had the clubs connected to Intercrew. You had like a techno club, something club, like because remember those were the rave days too, right?
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s.
Rave days, and then
so you used to go to the raves too, at La Casa, Masterdome, Fox Theater.
Not really.
No?
Okay.
Not really.
Yeah.
You
Not
never
really.
Never did the dropping.
No, none of that.
Glow sticks.
None of that.
Pacifiers, whistles.
None of that. But yeah, I know Le Circle, man. Oh man, I used to love Le Circle, like the booking and stuff like that.
So you never got involved with like gangs or anything, because the 90s was pretty. There was a lot of gang stuff going on.
I think in high school, like I kind of like was a wannabe, and then I was more of like a hipster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were kind of. Would they call you like a Twinkie or anything like that? Or
I was like a hipster, and then I wore clothes from like thrift shops, and then I was like those hipsters with the haircuts, like the bowl haircut, and then wear the clothes from thrift shops, and like I was into like rock and roll and
Okay.
I've had many phases. I was a kind of like a wannabe gangster, but not really good at it.
Did you ever do the hip hop thing?
A little bit. I try to do that, but it was because to pull that off, right? Mm-hmm. The whole NWA like gangster thing. It's like I just didn't have the whole the carnal energy in me. Yeah. Okay. Even though I try to put the look together.
Yeah.
But it wasn't working out. So I had to like switch to I was a fob at one time too.
Oh, you moved to the US when you were like 5, right?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you mean you had the fob style?
The fob style in the 90s, the more GQ fob style. I was that for a little bit.
So you had that style, but with the perfect English.
Fob with the glasses,
right.
And then like the orange hair and like the turtlenecks and
wow.
And then I was also like a hipster.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was many things.
Okay. Cool. And oh shit! What else was I gonna say?
And then I was like I remember the time when
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was many things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was even like, man, I mean looking back, I'm embarrassed by it now, but like when you used to buy like Dior jeans and like Diesel jeans.
Diesel, yeah, I remember
and
those.
True Religions, that was kind of a look too.
You never wore the Janko Raver pants?
Janko.
Or Hot Topic.
How did you buy Janko? Do you have to go to downtown LA for?
I don't even remember.
TJ Maxx or okay.
Yeah, I don't remember, man. Shit.
No, I remember like the most gangster look would be like the Janko pants, and like the Gat T-shirt with like the gangster like on the side.
Uh-huh.
That was like the hottest. That was like the hardest look.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about with the name belt, with the letter belt.
I think I can kind of vaguely remember this. Yeah.
That look was so hard. I was like, man, I want to look like that guy.
Mm. So what's your current look then? Just Yevato?
Currently, I don't know what my look is. Middle-aged ajashi. So
You know, can you explain the origins behind your name, Yevato? Yevato Kim.
it was just because, like, you know, Kyle and I, Kyle Lay,
Kyle Lay, the
Yeah.
YouTuber.
That's right. Like, you know, he worked for me in my Hagwon. So that's how we,
Back in the glory days.
yeah, that's right. Between 2010 and 2015. And then he was doing his whole YouTube thing. And then I was like, hey, let's make some videos. I was like, what? Okay, whatever. Okay, let's do it. And then, like, I was just kind of messing around. And just doing the whole, like, wannabe gangster persona.
Mm-hmm.
Because they liked it. For some reason,
They?
the audience,
Okay.
they thought it was, like, funny.
So you were doing like a black gangster thing, or
I don't even know, like a Mexican, like, black hybrid, if you will. Ghetto.
Blaxican?
Blaxican, just, you know. And then they thought it was kind of funny, and it just kind of stuck.
Mm. So that was your character for your videos in your YouTube channel, which was, I think it was called Yevato Old Boy.
That's right.
I'm
And
guessing
then-
Old Boy because that was one of your favorite movies.
No. I think Kyle called me that because he liked the movie Old Boy, and I think the reference is like, I just look immature or something like that.
And then Yevato means
Yellow Vato.
because you're yellow, you're an Asian guy,
Mhm.
but you're also a Vato.
Well, the persona I was playing.
Right.
So, and then I was just like, what kind of name do I need to get with, you know, that's not going to overlap with other names?
Mm.
It all started off with as a joke, the whole Kyle thing, and it just like, yeah.
So you were not called Yevato until you started doing your own YouTube.
That's right, yeah.
So prior to then, people just called you by your normal name.
Old Boy.
Oh, Old Boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would be like Orale Holmes and all that.
Yeah, just kind of like mess around with it because
You don't do that anymore?
No, I don't think so.
Too old for that now.
And you kind of forget,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because back then, 2011, it was still kind of like, I can recall what the lingo is.
Right.
Now I'm just like, how do you even
You
do
saw
it?
Blood In, Blood Out, right?
I did.
Give me some chon chon. Remember that? From the
You want me to rape you, I say? And I still remember. You want me to rape you? You know?
He's like, you white bitch. Give me some chon chon.
No, it was like,
He's like, chingo tu madre.
yeah, no, he's like, I'm on a, like the long-haired guy, right? I'm like, you want
Was
me
his
to
name
rape you, I
Popeye
say?
or something?
Or something like that, yeah. Actually, American Me is the, like,
American
the banger.
Me.
Yeah, American Me is the banger. Like,
Mhm.
Menace to Society was a banger.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Menace to Society, that was with, was that Ice Cube?
Menace to Society was not Ice Cube. It was,
No, that was Boys. No,
Yeah.
shit. Okay, yeah.
yeah. It was,
Colors.
Colors was a good one.
Mi
Definitely.
Familia.
What is it?
Mi Familia.
No, that was
My
kind of
family.
too like not gangster enough.
Training Day. That was a little later.
Training Day was also a banger. That was a
Yeah.
banger. Yeah. In hindsight, you watch these movies have not aged well at all. They're just kind of like really lame. If you watch them now, you're just
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, this is pretty lame.
But you said you wanted to be a screenwriter in Hollywood, so
That's right.
Were you trying to make movies like gangster movies then?
I don't even know. Like, I didn't even have this like agenda about like I was an English major,
Right.
and I guess the plan back then was I was going to be an English major, work in film. And by the way, I didn't see any Asian people trying to like break into film, but I was like the only guy.
Yeah.
What kind of Korean guy majors in English, right?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I like English. I like.
So you had some favorite writers and all this.
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
Who do you like? Not that I would really know.
Charles Bukowski.
Bukowski.
Yeah.
The guy who would write about women and stuff.
Oh yeah. Charles Bukowski.
He liked to drink.
Yeah.
and
My
talk
favorite.
shit.
I remember. I didn't really want to major in English, and then I saw Bukowski's book around 18 and Borders. It was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah.
Right.
Kerouac is another good one, but Charles Bukowski. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But and then I tried to do film in LA, and it just didn't go anywhere, man. It was just so embarrassing. I didn't. It's just like these
Yeah.
like interning gig after another. Just like yeah. And
Oh, right.
and I think that being a Korean American was a thing, and we got to experience that. You know, it was definitely a thing, and we like when we were living as Korean Americans in the 90s, the Koreans would like, you know, they would be like, oh, you're living in America. Oh, lucky you. You know, I wish I can. Remember that?
Back then, yeah.
Back then, now they're like, you're Korean American. They're like, ooh, you teach English?
I noticed this about 15 years ago. My
Yeah.
cousins were visiting from Korea,
Yeah.
and I picked them up from the airport, LAX,
Yeah.
and I'm driving them to like Ktown, and they started roasting the city. like,
Yeah.
what's up with these roads? Look at what's going on here. Like, isn't
Yeah.
this like a really? I remember my nephew asked me, "Hey, isn't this a really important city?" I go, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Why is it so dirty here? Like, why is it so?" And I realized because I was so proud to show them around, and I realized they think it's shit.
Yeah.
And then last time when I went to Korea in 2019, I was walking with my sister and my mother.
Yeah.
We're walking through, trying to get to some place, and it's like this beautiful park and like all this public space, and
Yeah.
everything's nice, and all these couples well dressed, and
Yeah.
we look like we came out of a slum, you know, and we're just like, oh my God, like the Korean Americans used to be way up here.
Yeah.
We moved all the way down here.
Actually, Korea's going back down. So.
South Korea's going back down, you mean?
Ooh, yeah. Yep. South Korea's going back down.
So does that mean Korean Americans are even lower?
Actually, well, South Koreans definitely go because they borrow so much money, and like, it's like South Korea's productivity is not matching the debt,
Mhm.
and so South Koreans will go back down.
I see.
Yay! No, I'm just joking.
Do you get along with the Koreans in
I
Danang?
do.
Most of your friends, are they Korean here or Vietnamese or?
Well, I have colleagues whom I work with who are Korean. I have 2 colleagues who are Korean. And then you meet Korean people here, and you know I connect with Korean people like really well. But it's also interesting because I feel like Korean Americans as opposed to Koreans, like Koreans do better than Korean Americans now.
Yeah.
It seems like they are better off, highly leveraged, you know, with debt. But from the appearance, it looks like they're doing better. I know a few things I've observed is that I think Korean men are tougher than Korean Americans because they went to the military.
Mm-hmm.
So their way of handling situations is perhaps they have an edge.
Right.
I feel like they know how to handle situations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then how often do you come across other Korean Americans here?
In Da Nang,
You know, people
here,
like me.
None. There are no Korean Americans in Da Nang. A few Korean Americans in Saigon.
Wait, there's that one Korean American in Da Nang, the guy with the glasses.
That's right.
He
that's
has
right.
a Vietnamese.
If you're
wife
watching
too.
this,
What's his name?
I saw you. By the way, I saw that guy. I was gonna say hi, but I was like, maybe not.
He probably knows you too.
Maybe.
If he's
I
been
saw
on
him on the
the-
bridge, and I was like, should I say hi to that guy? My wife was like, stop. Let's just go home. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but yeah.
Yeah. Small
So
community.
it's you and him basically.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. But I guess like nothing stays forever. Like Korea, will not be like there's this whole inflation of Korean men, being like hot. Have you been to Korea? Like they're not really like that.
Yeah.
And I think that nothing stays forever. You know, you have the ups and you have the downs and you have the swings, and then I feel like, why not try Vietnam as a Korean American?
Yeah. I think that is possibly a good option for Korean Americans. I mean, like you say, nothing lasts forever, and the United States is officially 249 years old now.
Yeah.
Next year will be the 250-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
They say the average empire lasts about 250 years.
Yeah.
The
I
U.S.
didn't know that too. They have a.
I mean, according to a meme that I saw.
That's very interesting.
And if you see like how the United States keeps becoming more chaotic and more unstable and more violence and all this, and then you see on the other flip side, China reemerging as like top dog.
Yeah.
And with 4 times the population of the United States, they were able to bring nearly 1 billion people out of poverty. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to send people to the moon by 2030 now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see them building all this infrastructure all over the world. They're building everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, by the year 2100, if not by 2050, again, things change.
Yeah.
Things don't remain the same.
Mm-hmm.
China will emerge as the superpower, right?
Yeah.
Or the clear global.
No.
Oh, does that scare you?
A little bit.
I prefer that a China-led order rather than a American.
Does that mean more like Western Asian like couples?
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, is it purely economics? Because how do you bring like the black guy in? Because the black guy in America is economically the lowest.
Okay.
But still is more successful with women than Asian men. Asian men and black women are the last in America. Wait, maybe not. Actually, black women are the last because Asian men, we have K-pop now to sort of elevate us a little bit.
Well, according to the dating app statistics that I saw from OkCupid, maybe 10 years ago, the least popular were black women and Asian men.
Actually, Asian men have elevated a little bit. So sorry, black women, you guys are like,
well,
we've.
You've dated black women, I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, and I may I say this? May I say they're too big? I mean, I like my women petite. They're African. I can.
There are petite black women.
Petite black women in America.
They exist. you see them. You never went to school with any?
I mean, for me, like I can be with any woman, black, what, they don't need to have like fair skin or anything like that. It's just they can't be big. They gotta like voluptuous. Okay, but for the most part, black women I've seen in America, for the most part, were big. Like, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They work out more and
they're just they're just kind of like, I mean,
okay. So back to the Korean American thing. You and that other YouTuber live here in Da Nang, and then maybe there are others in Saigon or Hanoi, whatever. Do you think Da Nang is a good place for many Korean Americans to consider relocating to?
Yeah, and for me, the way I see it, like, when you come to Vietnam, just kind of live a simple life at first, and just kind of understand the culture, understand the country, understand the economics of how things work, and then don't really pursue a business. Just kind of like feel it out first.
For about a year?
For about a year. Just kind of feel it out, do your research, and then if you feel like, okay, you need to pursue something, then
Oh, I see.
About a year, just kind of like soak it in, relax, see how things move, and then if you really want to, if you feel okay, I want to pursue this, then go ahead, pursue it with the local economy or for the tourist economy. I mean, now people work online, so a lot of that other Da Nang guy, YouTuber guy, what's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, if you're watching, hello. But he's
Hey,
probably
man.
yeah.
I heard you're from LA too. Yeah.
I heard. I mean, he's probably working online, right?
Probably. I think he's building a house in Da Nang now. I think the most recent video, it's like he has some land and he's building something there.
Okay, he is. I'm assuming, perhaps, highly possible that he's working online, and then so that's an option. I mean, I work at a school. I don't do Hagwons anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I just do online classes. I work at an international school here in Da Nang, and yeah, it's okay.
Okay. And, what's your MBTI?
MBTI.
Myers-Briggs Type Indicator.
I'm sorry.
ENTJ, ISFP.
I'm not familiar.
Koreans are all into this shit,
Oh.
It's like 16 personality types, introvert, extrovert, judging versus perceiving.
Oh, I haven't done one of these before,
Okay.
but I think I'm more of an extrovert. That's one.
Okay. Okay, so you're an E for sure. But, okay, how about this? What's your blood? Are you a B blood type?
A.
Oh, you're an A.
Yeah.
I always saw you as a B. Okay.
I'm an A. I'm pretty sensitive about like I think if you're an A, you kind of like when you say you're sensitive. I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit sensitive. I think.
I see. Yeah. And your YouTube channel, which I believe has about 30,000 subscribers, it has not been active in years.
Right, but I'm gonna try to push out the whole relationship thing. So maybe just kind of reinvent myself, the channel, could put myself out there because I see so many American men who, or men in other countries who would be like, oh man, the single life is okay too, but okay, so if I'm like, okay, what if you can marry a 21-year-old Vietnamese woman? Would you consider? And I think they'll be like, okay, yeah, let's try that, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a term for it, like passport bros or something like that, right?
Yeah, passport bro. That's like big. I don't think they have a good reputation though.
Yeah, but mine's for marriage. It's mine's for marriage, not like.
I think the problem is most of the passport bros are actually basically just sex tourists. So it actually gives the actual passport bros who are looking for marriage a bad name, I believe. It seems to be that way.
No, that's. What if they use like this marriage app to be like, oh, I want to marry you, and then
That's the problem. You might get a lot of shady guys saying that they're looking for marriage, but just use them.
Yeah, so I want to make YouTube videos about like the bad signs to look for. Okay, so for instance, like I feel if you're serious about marriage with a woman, you gotta like open your wallet a little bit. At least show her that you're putting in a financial commitment.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and then number two, here are some bad signs on the woman's end. Like if her parents are not working. If her dad is like a freelancer, maybe you might want to reconsider. If she has like a gang of siblings, like 5 siblings, maybe you might want to reconsider.
Warning signs and things. Okay.
Things here and there, like things might you want to consider, like red flags. If her daddy has no job, that's a bad sign. Has a gang of siblings, then that's another bad sign.
How's your wife's English?
My wife's English is quite good.
You guys can make videos together.
My wife likes her anonymity, but possibly like I'm thinking I gotta do some videos now because I want to try to push out the app, the services, connect a lot of decent men with decent Vietnamese women, because that's what Vietnamese. I've never met a Vietnamese woman who would be like, oh, I want to be an independent woman. Right. All Vietnamese women, they want to get married, have a kid, have a stable family.
Right.
Yeah. And do nails in America, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or wherever, Germany or whatever, yeah.
I noticed your YouTube channel. You know, that's how I first found you. Was I came across, I think, Kyle Lay's videos, and then I found your videos. I noticed most of your videos are gone. You had like some really amazing videos. Like there's one video in particular of yours that I really liked. You had made like a 40-minute video, and it was just, you know, random scenes from like maybe a weekend with various friends and everything, and you had like, you know, good narration. It was like a nice, I don't know what to call that kind of video, but you know, I miss a lot of your old videos, so I hope you know, bring some of them back.
Yeah, I think that YouTube has really advanced, and those videos. I was kind of like the second generation YouTuber. I think like who didn't really get far. Okay, second generation YouTuber. Like who's the first generation? Like PewDiePie,
Ryan Higa.
Ryan Higa. First generation would be also like what's that? Oh, they're so good. Like the Asian guys with Barbell Brigade.
I don't remember that.
Joe Ishinuka.
Okay.
Joe Duchinuka. Yeah, but they were so good. And then I was kind of like the second generation that didn't really. I mean, Kyle got pretty far. I think I can say he's a legit second generation. Me, I just kind of tried to, but then I didn't really get far. So yeah.
But you had some great videos, and
Just Kidding Films. Oh, those guys were so good.
Just Kidding.
Yeah, Just Kidding Films.
Yeah, they're pretty big. I think there's some of them are Vietnamese too.
I saw their work, and then I was just like, this was that whole. I mean, YouTube really changed things for us as Korean Americans, right? Seeing us making content, you know.
Yeah, I think it was a place where the first platform where Asian Americans were actually able to start shining.
Like imagine like your whole life, you watched like Western movies, right? Like it makes an imprint in your brain, you know, right? Like when, you know, Vietnamese people see Korean movies, right? That's gonna make an imprint, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and for us, like, you know, how many Asians or Asian Americans, you know, were we able to see, like, you know, growing up? Not much, right? It was, you know. So I think that the whole YouTube thing with Just Kidding Films, to me, that's what did it. Like, it just, I felt like kind of teary-eyed, like, oh my God, I'm seeing, like, you know, content. Yeah. You come from a media like
background.
Family. Yeah. No, and it's like that's important, isn't it? Just I remember my mom, us going to church, you know, listening to the programs, and just that likeness is.
What do you mean, the radio programs? Or,
that's right. That's right.
Korean radio programs.
Yeah. The whole likeness, you know, seeing and hearing, and you know, like my wife, she listens to Vietnamese music, and I don't think it sounds particularly polished. It's better now. Vietnamese music is better now, but you know, but the way she connects to that music, and I'm like, yeah, you know, like the way we used to connect with K-pop when we were growing up, right? And be like, and the albums were not as polished as the American ones. The music was perhaps a little bit lamer, but still having that connection. I think that in the likeness, you know,
sure,
yeah, is important.
Okay, so before, I mean, you're gonna work on videos for your Yevato Old Boy channel about the app and, you know, dating and, you know, marriage and all this. But do you plan on making any other kinds of videos, such as, you know, the lifestyle in Da Nang or top restaurants and things?
Right now, I'm thinking at some point I'm gonna have to buy like a
Osmo,
what are the cameras like where they like
the Osmo Pocket 3?
Yeah, and then just like walking around, because I don't have time to edit all day, and like I don't have time to do that. So just like slap things together, like just long form, 40 minutes. If you're gonna watch it, and then just I'm gonna, you know, put like the website or the app name, and then just be like, yeah, it'll be there
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Maybe I was just trial and error type of thing.
Cool, nice. And what kind of final message or anything that you want to express to
Yeah,
our audience?
keep Vietnam as an option because Vietnam is very Korean friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You have the whole Korean influence, the Korean element, and
American friendly too.
that too. But I feel like more embracing of Korean.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know what it is about Vietnamese embracing the Korean thing. Maybe it's the movie influence or what it is, but
Yeah.
but you probably won't find a country in the world that embraces Koreans as much as Vietnamese. Probably
Interesting.
not. Like Thailand, you can't see the whole Korean element. Not that strong. Philippines, not that strong. Where else in the world can you find a country that embraces Koreans?
Arguably, you could say Yanbian Korean region in China,
That's true. That's true.
but they consider themselves Chinese there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're not Korean.
I mean, they're Korean, but they put the Chinese ahead of. Just like a lot of Korean Americans, they say, I'm American first.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is there too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, apart from that, yeah, I think I've seen more. I think I've noticed it here more, definitely than Thailand, and at least probably more than the Philippines now, anyway.
Yeah. No, and I think a lot of Korean men they have a hard time. Like perhaps like you were a 4 in your country, like you're elevated to a 7. And at first, it was just like really hard for me to like. It was hard, I felt like on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of the value are providing to the opposite sex. Okay, let's say you were a 4 in your country, suddenly you're 2x, and that is for me at first like very difficult to handle because I was used to feeling uncomfortable, in my own skin.
Yeah.
And then coming here and then be like, what? It's just like, strange.
Now you're very comfortable with it.
It's something you have to kind of experience. As an Asian American growing up, you just kind of feel marginalized, and you just kind of you've been to the frat parties, and then you're just kind of like the Asian guy, and like, what's that guy doing here? I'm the only Asian guy. You know what I'm talking about? You've been to the frat parties, and then the parties, and like. I'm that Asian guy with that other Asian guy, and we're just kind of in the corner trying to be like, like sticking out, right?
Yeah.
Here, like, I've seen some tore up Korean dudes get like the hottest chicks. I was like, how this guy like Korean dudes? I mean, this guy's so tore up, and he's getting a lot of girls. Not like, you know what I'm talking about? It's just like. I'm like, this guy gives me killer vibes. Korean guy. And he's getting some beautiful, and that's why I want to make the app, because there's this whole disparity of this Korean inflation, like Korean men who get these privileges because of Netflix shows and stuff like that, BTS, and just yeah.
Well, too bad we weren't born 20 years later. We missed it. I mean, it's not too late.
I mean, is my wife watching this? Yeah.
Okay, well, so where are you thinking for dinner tonight?
Take you guys to a local place, because I just do it local, and it's cheaper and more value, and as I feel like I'm kind of part of the local scene rather than the tourist scene. I'll show you guys
some good Viet stuff.
Some real stuff, yeah.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, well, your channel is what? It's Yevato Kim or Yevato Old Boy or?
Yevato Old Boy, so far only one video. I just kind of maybe I'll some people have told me, but then I'm like, who's watching this stuff? Like,
I mean, you had 30,000 followers, at least a few. Or, I think the only video you have on there.
They're just kind of embarrassing because the production quality is kind of YouTube has really progressed and advanced, and I see the videos and the production quality is just really, insanely high.
I don't know. Your videos were very real. I think the only video you have there now is the sandwich video, right? The banh mi video.
Yeah, that's right. And also, they're if they are being watched to no end, because the whole point for me to make a video would be for to get them on the app.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish you great luck with your app.
Thank you.
And hope you make some beautiful marriages happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for doing this.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.